We welcome papers on all subjects within marketing that contribute to the advancement of management theory and practice. These topics can include subjects ranging from marketing strategy to consumer behavior to brand management. The trending and innovative topics we see and on which we would like to particularly receive papers on are first, digitalization and its impact on all relevant marketing stakeholders, so including firms, suppliers, customers, media, and investors. Whether it's social media, redefining brand customer relationships, automation and two-sided markets affecting sales processes and channels, or innovative business models disrupting markets and marketing practices, digitalization is everywhere and it continues to challenge current thinking and models in marketing. Then the second topic we see is ethical challenges. And that's because the ever-changing landscape of marketing, fueled by digitalization, but also on crisis on different levels, as we saw with the pandemic, brings about new ethical challenges on societal, economic, individual, and environmental levels that need addressing from a marketing perspective. And also in recent years, we have been seeing calls for marketing to take on a responsible role, not just in the form of cost-related or corporate social responsibility marketing campaigns, but also in leading the way in finding viable solutions to pressing issues such as climate change. In addition, as editor-in-chief Sarah Robinson underlines in her recent editorial, the global challenges that we face since the dawn of the COVID-19 pandemic have equally been changing how we think about marketing and marketing's role in all of this. So challenges transcend borders of countries and continents, and we welcome work that crosses such boundaries.
Finally, we encourage submitting authors to rethink marketing as a field where various stakeholders contribute to value creation and vice versa, ideally derive value for themselves. We have been experiencing a surge of submissions on consumer-related topics, which shows that also this can be a relevant topic area for a management journal like the European Management Journal. And it is time that we take various stakeholders of marketing into consideration. So we would really like to encourage authors to expand on these topics and consider investigations that allow for a multi-stakeholder perspective. We would like authors to contribute to bridging the divide between consumer and management-oriented approaches. There are several factors that make a submission successful. Generally, we are very open to different topics and approaches, and we encourage multidisciplinarity. We welcome conceptual as well as empirical papers, and we are open to a variety of methodological approaches, depending on the research question that ought to be tackled. We expect papers to make a contribution to advance management and/or marketing theory and practice. We welcome novel and thought-provoking research and research questions which produce relevant and interesting findings. We also expect authors to be very diligent in outlining their research questions and in providing strong theoretical conceptualizations. We expect them to adopt one or multiple relevant and adequate methods, execute them rigorously, and be able to discuss their findings in light of extant research and managerial challenges. We also expect authors to write in a concise and understandable manner. The European Management Journal addresses both the research and the practice community. Therefore, it is very important that authors consider whom they are writing for. So it is important that authors write well, and eventually they might also consider using a copy editing service.
And here's a last piece of advice in terms of what quality standards we expect. What we often see is that authors do not always follow conventions, be it in the format or the use of methods or the reporting of results, making it sometimes really hard for reviewers and editors to assess their work fairly. So therefore, make yourself familiar with the style in EMJ, but also with conventions, trends, and the newest insights produced in marketing research before you submit your article. For example, when conducting experimental research, make yourself familiar with the current analysis methods of moderation and mediation. Or when working qualitatively, don't ignore the many new sources for data collection and tools for data analysis that digitalization has brought about. Be transparent and precise in how you report results, and make sure you provide a discussion that can convince reviewers that your findings truly contribute and advance our knowledge of the topic in a useful way. The single tip, the single piece of advice that we would give an early career researcher is, before you start a research project, think about the contribution it will make, and then think again. Are you closing a research gap? Fair enough, but why are you closing that research gap? Is it really relevant to close this research gap? Is there an important research problem that you are addressing by closing this research gap? What piece of knowledge are you producing to advance how we think about and conceptualize marketing and any of its subfields? And how does this piece of knowledge help managers or consumers or society do something better? And then, to whom is it interesting? Which journal is the best outlet for your work? Once you have this contribution laid out, plan and execute your research rigorously. During this process, keep on coming back to reconsidering your contribution as your compass to a successful manuscript.